Greetings, everyone. My name is Jerk, and this is the Big Show. You know, it's no secret. I'm in love. Woo! And if T-Pain will pardon the pun, I'm in love with the torpor. You see, this ship, it is a certified Kraken printer, and it's been a little bit since we've been able to put our stamp of certification on a ship, but this one, we can go ahead and do it. And I'm not going to put the commander or modules up there because we just saw those a couple of videos ago and absolutely nothing's changed. You don't really have to even think about that because the ship will just do the work for you. So let's make a cheese board and pour a glass of Viognier and just enjoy this early summer tryst while we still can, because I know it can't last. Nothing lasts forever. We are here on this blue marble for a brief moment in time, and should we be so lucky to find love even once, even if fleeting, then I'd say it's been worth it. And as we approach that last day of summer before the paths of our lives diverge, let's just enjoy it one more time. We'll go to the house party, drink a little too much, definitely say way too much, but in the end, it will be a memory we hold on to well into our adulthood, with a part of us always comparing any relationship in the future to that 1.5 weeks where everything just felt right.
Destroyer ennemi coulé. On ouvre le bal.
Yes, folks, it is gone. The boat I never knew I was looking for, but was right behind me, just standing in my port the entire time. Well, not the entire time. Not gone forever, of course, but at least 6 more weeks. And will the ship that shows up on my doorstep still be the one I grew to count on and trust implicitly? Or in absence of time together and a whole pile of stats to dig through, will they come back into my life with a big Ouija tattoo on their face, having lost a little pep in their torps? Time will tell. But as it is right now, we've got a certified Kraken printer. In the brief time I had it, I think I got 5 and about 200,000 or maybe 250,000 XP. So right about 1 every 35,000 EXP or so, or roughly 1 out of 8 or 10 matches. And that is certified in my book. If you struggle with the French destroyers, well, you've got about 2 months to get good, because this is going to wreck Legendary tier. There is no hard counter, and if you're even about to suggest the Worcester, stop right there. While it is true people may research the Worcester, its popularity will be slightly behind the Alaska, I imagine, as people realize, hey, I'm still getting blapped. So Legendary tier will continue to be dominated by battleships and destroyers. And the one unlucky cruiser. These games that I've shown in this ship, whether in the Big Show or the Big Show live replays, that's an oxymoron. One must remember that these matches have only one of these ships running around. Can you imagine the pandemonium when there are 2 or 3? Let alone 4 or the dreaded 5 DD match? Absolute chaos. And if I'm being honest, I'm looking forward to it, because I can only imagine the wailing and gnashing of teeth on Facebook or Reddit or wherever the kids air their grievances these days, extolling that it's not that they're bad, it's that another ship is too good, he says as he grounds himself. And as I stated before, I'm not sure this ship is too good, but that the majority of Legendary tier players are ill-equipped to handle the oncoming store, pulling out umbrellas for a Category 5 French hurricane. Anyway, speaking of French, we're about halfway through the Champagne Campagne, and I don't know about you, but I'm really looking forward to, I guess, seeing what's coming next. Not one time have I thought, man, I can't wait to get the champagne back. But anyway, we're here for this game, and what have I missed? Spinning around in circles and dropping torps like a madman, no doubt. Man, there are so many battleships. How do they fix that problem? I have no idea. Our torpedo walls have kept the enemy at bay, and despite the fact that there are 3 more potential ships to sink over here, I am going to head over to B to flip that cap, as we have been dilly-dallying on this point too long, as our battleships kind of sit back and try to farm some damage. And that's something you really want to be aware of in your game. If you're overloading one side, push through. I can see over on the east side of this map that those guys are going to most likely lose, so they're holding on while they can. And if that is the case, then we need to be doing what we can to encircle their team while they're over there. You can't spend half the match. You can't spend half the match with 6 people taking on 3. It just doesn't make any sense. It's a terrible use of resources. So, I'm moving out this way. This ship is so ridiculous. Just constant torpedo drops. You saw me drop 2 sets there, and then I'm going to turn and drop another 2 sets just in case this Bismarck continues to turn around. I mean, I'm going to hit something sooner or later, right? Or maybe pick up my 3rd ship. There's not that many left. So while we move on to B, as we move on to B, turning is still somewhat of an issue on here. But as we move on to B, I'm going to come on to the great, majestic, parked Conqueror. Just sitting there out in the open, no doubt, happily lobbing shots across the map, not a care in the world. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to sneak onto the cap and see if that sends them into a panic. You know it should. And it does. And if you don't have the Conqueror, you may be unaware of its innate ability to one-shot destroyers. So I must tread carefully here, because that could definitely be a paddling. So we can see they're in motion now. So I'm trying to guess where they're going to be, but again, we have the beauty of these torps. There's so many of them. You don't have to be right. Just throw them all over the place. I should mention that there is a red Shima and Khabarovsk duo that has been wrecking havoc on this east side of the map. And part of the intention of coming here was to potentially split them up. And the Khabarovsk is going to come back this way and get spotted in what might have been a more thrilling fight if it had lasted longer. Now, the Khabarovsk can do pretty decent damage to this ship, but this ship, with its reload booster, can also do very good damage back. But that Khabarovsk is so weak that it doesn't really matter. And we are going to get our 3rd ship sunk. And then we just gotta... Okay, so we survived our hit from the Conqueror. I think that just must have been 1 shell. I'm not really sure. They are going to get another one off. But all we are waiting for is to drop spot. So evasive maneuvers, we dodge that. And once we do drop spot, les jeux sont faits. Translation: the game is up. Your ass is mine. At this point, I already knew this was a Kraken game. The Conqueror cannot escape. Even if they turned away and sped to the corner full speed, I know these torpedoes are fast enough to catch them from 6 kilometers away, as I've tested that in another game. And the sad thing here is that I know that the end of my time with this ship is coming. I just didn't know it'd be so hard. I didn't know I could get so attached so quickly. The laughs we shared, the disappointments. So, taking this conqueror down is like packing up to head off to the airport. It's something I gotta do, but it also signifies that everything's about to change, or everything's about to go back to normal. I just don't know if I was ready for that. This ship actually made Legendary tier fun, and I think most everybody knows how much I generally despise it usually, but yeah, right there. There's number 4, so there's no doubt what's coming, and oh, it's a little hard to talk about, so maybe we should just watch this in silence.